Hello and welcome to another TreadNet video process learning, where we kind of go through some of the different changes as well as the new processes within the new ordering system. Today we're actually going to talk about bulk ordering, which is a huge use in both Entirenet, and we look forward for it to being in TreadNet. Now there's a few changes we want to go over, kind of go through some of the little changes as well as some tips to be able to transition smoothly from bulk ordering in Entirenet over to TreadNet. So we're kind of get started here. I'm just kind of showing the main screen for TreadNet here. So when you log into your main dashboard, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see import bulk order. Import bulk order. We'll go back to that, but I kind of just want to kind of breeze through how the old process was in Entirenet, so we can kind of see where we're at and then where we're going here. So in Entirenet, you go to your main ordering screen here, and then you want to just go ahead and create order. You tap on the create order button there. And then you essentially would load a spreadsheet. Now, most of the locations and people that use Entirenet and TreadNet have all their orders placed up on what's called a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet, which has all the products and quantity and things along that line. So we're going to kind of go and show what that looks like in Entirenet. But for this part, you would normally just go through and upload spreadsheet, go through your file explorer in your computer, and drop it through, find it in your computer, and then open it for you. Once that's in there, you'll see that in there, and then you'll just hit the upload spreadsheet. Now, this is what the spreadsheet would normally look like. So we would have three columns. You would have your product, which would be your article number for that particular product, Bridgestone product. You would have the quantity you wanted, as well as the PO number. So this is the way that it used to be. So, obviously there's only a couple lines here, but there would probably be quite a bit in regarding to what you're ordering. Now, the one thing that we want to call out or point out is you had to do this per ship to. So if you had multiple different ship tos, you would have to have multiple different spreadsheets. And what we'll come across here in a few minutes here is with TreadNet, that is going to totally change and it kind of be more of a benefit for you. So now let's go ahead and go forward for the next part here. Now, once that's loaded, of course, it'll come through. All right, so now let's go ahead and move over to the TreadNet process. So we're back again at that main dashboard. Now, the beauty of this is you have the ability to simply drag and drop. So if you were to find a file, all you'd have to do is just find the file on your desktop and drag it over here. The other option, of course, would be if you were just to click the download button, and then it would go through, the spreadsheet. So here's where we get back and we look at the new spreadsheet. And one thing I do want to call out is you can actually download the file example right here from the bulk order file example. This is what it's going to bring up. Now, the major change that we see here is the addition of the ship to. Now, like I said before, if you have multiple ship tos, TreadNet will allow you to be able to process and place orders for multiple ship tos within the same order. And hence why we have a whole brand new ship to column. So when you're converting your old spreadsheets, the Entirenet ones over to the TreadNet ones, essentially all you'd have to do is just go ahead and add a column and name it ship to and put the ship to number in there. Now, if you want to stick with the way that you had it before and just have a different CSV file for each ship to, you could definitely do that. But that line does have to be added for the process to be ordered in here or in TreadNet. So adding that in there, and then of course you have your product ID or article number, you would put that through, your quantity, and then you do have to add a PO number for each particular line. Now, of course, if it's the same one for each one, of course, you could just kind of copy that down. So once you get that through and once you've created that file, you can actually just go ahead and use that import box that we're seeing here and then find it within your computer just like you did in Entirenet, or like I said, you can drag it and drop it in there. And once that goes through, as you see, it starts processing, and then you'll see a green check mark for it. Once that goes green, you can actually go ahead and import to cart, which you see right there. And then it automatically brings you up to your cart. So just want to go through a couple more other things here for you, just to make sure to reiterate. Make sure that you review each line to ensure delivery date. As you're going to see here, as we go forward, each one will have its own little delivery date, and every single product will actually have, as you go down and bring out the products, you're going to have each one of them, and there could be possible back order status. So you want to make sure to go through it, go through each line of the actual cart. Now I know that might be a little bit of a process, because if you're placing order for 50 or 60 different lines or 50 or 60 different products, you do have to go through each one. Now you don't have to, but again, we just recommend you going through it and making sure that they're the proper status in regarding to availability and the possibility of back order status, which then will bring over to the process of looking at it and when that's going to be back ordered and a possible delivery date for that. Now, one other thing here is there's a calculate final price. So when you first load the order, you're going to see the amount up there, and you might be a little, well, that's not the normal price I would normally get. That is because you do have to click on calculate final price. So as you see this, you'll see calculate final price. This will be on the top as well as on the bottom. If you click on that, it'll process through and it'll pull all of your dealer information or fleet information, and then adjust the price according to what you guys have regarding with Bridgestone. Once you hit the calculate final price, then of course, then you can place the order for you. Okay, well, that kind of goes over the actual process of bulk ordering. It is actually, we've heard from quite a few people that are using this, that it's a very easy process and the transition is very easy. The main thing you just want to get used to is making sure you look at your existing spreadsheets and either convert it to include that particular ship to number, as well as making sure the PO number is in there. Or if you want to, you can actually consolidate all of your forms if you're ordering for multiple ship tos, because TreadNet does give you that ability now to be able to order through multiple ship tos. And again, one last thing is once you go through it before you place the order, make sure to hit calculate final price and review all those products to make sure that the proper information is in there, as well as any kind of delivery date, as well as any kind of back ordered. We want to thank you for taking the time to view this video, and we hope this encouraged you guys to have a nice, smooth transition over to TreadNet. And thank you so much for enjoying.